Warning, this game is rated M for mature. The commentary will likely not reflect this rating. However, you should still be aware of it yourself. This game also contains religious and Gothic architecture that could be considered Christian or anti-Christian. You've been warned. If this makes you uncomfortable, feel free to not watch the video.
To the chief.
Hello everybody, Ninjo the Enlightened Gamer here. Sorry, I lost the commentary for this video, so this is gonna have to be entirely in post. The final fist fighter gang is in Knothole Glade, and it's by far the most difficult, as you'll soon see.
I am the chief of Knothole Glade. I am the best fighter too. Only the hardest warriors may enter. Warriors such as yourself. Will you allow me to exercise my fists upon your face? If you want to engage in brutal combat, you'll need 50 gold. The winner takes home the pot of gold. You can lose by taking too many hits or stepping out of the ring. You might be a powerful hero, but this is a contest of skill. Our punches may not hurt you much, but they still count.
Don't know what the pause here was for.
So, you want to fight? Prepare yourself. We're about to start.
Anyway, while we're back in Knothole Glade doing this, I thought I would talk about Balverines, especially since the original commentary was lost. Balverines to me are very clearly based off of the lore of werewolves.
You're supposed to stay inside.
Though many people don't know, werewolves actually stem from Dracula. One of the beasts, one of the things that Dracula could turn into amongst fog, a bat, and a dragon is a wolf. Which I always found fascinating when I finally learned. So, it's supposed to Dracula who actually who actually created werewolves through infecting people while in his wolf state. Which is just kind of curious to me. I do think that's interesting. I do think that that's interesting personally because, well, that means Balverines may have had a similar origin. Think about all the undead and supernatural creatures in the Fable world. I'm going to try to not spoil anything about Jack of Blades, but I will say that he may be the one responsible for the creation of Balverines and the restlessness of the dead in the land of Albion.
That's it, fuck them.
And there's a lot more connections between Jack and Dracula than most people recognize. But again, I'm trying not to spoil everything. And this episode is very short because ultimately I decided to save the plot quest for the next episode. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot done in this one. Here's an interesting sub-fact about Jack of Blades revealed later in out-of-game lore. Originally, there was also a king and queen of blades. And with Jack and them together, they were the High Court.
Come on, knock him unconscious.
They basically demanded that the land of Albion worship them. But each time the land of Albion declined or refused, they destroyed the world. With biblical-esque Armageddons. I wonder if we'll ever see the king or queen of blades at any point in the future of the Fable franchise.
You're supposed to stay inside the ring. Go on, beat him up.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't think of much more than this to talk about. Unfortunately, whenever you do stuff like...
It's up to me then.
It's really cool that the village chief of Not Whole Glade is the leader of the fistfighting gang, the final fistfighting gang, because that shows that at least in one area on Albion, the fistfighter gangs isn't something to be ashamed to be a part of.
Another time.
And as you can see, I literally got KO'd. I might as well have been facing Tyson in Punch-Out because I really didn't stand much of a chance. At this point, I was griping a little bit salty and saying that I was gonna come back at some point whenever I'd maxed out my melee skills. Because Lord knows I can't beat him if I can only take 2 hits. Unless he can only take 2 or 3. In which case, I could beat him. I have been warned by you guys, though, that the fist-fighting gang in Not Whole Glade is very tough. But I'm going to try again at some other point.
I hope your visit is swell.
At this point, I'm trying to figure out what else to do, because I don't want to waste a bunch of people's times. And now I've figured out what I'm going to do. Or, I'm still working on it, I guess. I'm going to head back to the Heroes Guild, eventually, and pick up a Great Quest. Or a Silver Quest, not a Grey Quest. Yep, we're gonna save the Little Trader Lost, which is somehow substantially more annoying than Lil Penguin Lost, the star from Mario 64. And it is also worth mentioning this. Every time you lose in one of the fist fighter gangs, you lose a little bit of renown as well. So that is a bit of a burden, but that's just an unfortunate truth. Because I'm doing a Let's Play, I can't just save and try until I get it right. That wouldn't be very ethical. I mean, I could. Heck, there are some Let's Players that rely on save states non-stop. And I'm not talking about the ones that are playing these impossible games like Kaizo Mario. Save states in those are completely legit. But if there's no struggle, what's the point? That barrel is apparently glitched into invincibility, not that it matters. After you defeat Twin Blade, this area is pretty much abandoned by the bandits. There are still bandits in this camp until after you finish all the missions associated with it. And that sellsword will always be there. But other than that...
Please help me. Thomas, my brother, is lost somewhere up ahead. Follow me. I think he's somewhere up here.
Okay, bro. I'm perfectly willing to help you. But he's not lost. He's captured. Since when is lying to me about the terminology gonna make me want to help you out more?
He's deeper into the forest. I'm too scared to go in.
And we have the Jinjo's bow. Or the Jinjo bow. And I remember that it hit the stairs. That was kind of dumb, but not too bad. And is this gonna be an Oko? It sure is. Having a legendary weapon, or I guess 2 legendary weapons, counting the Katana Hiryu, and our custom legendary Jinjo bow, makes this game a lot easier. Almost too easy. But there is a certain joy about feeling, or a certain thrill about being powerful. Not having to worry constantly about being killed. I know there's a rush in succeeding whenever you feel powerless. This is an incredibly cheap matchup because every time I go to attack, he blocks. He just had me in a loop. Which I guess I shouldn't say is cheap, it was just poor planning on my part. I should have been more tactical and defensive. But I'm not used to fighting with a sword. I've been fighting with a bow this entire game. And though it's had its problems, it certainly is beneficial to the sword in a lot of aspects. But after we take this quest on, in the next episode I'm planning, I actually haven't recorded it yet, to rescue the archaeologist and go to Bargate Prison to save Scarlet Robe, Ninjo's mother. It's also worth mentioning that at this point I'm almost done with all the videos for May. There's only, well, this is the last video for May actually, but that up until from this point on until most of the way through June, I'm going to be cranking out videos as fast as I can, so a lot of viewer input won't be super useful.
Help me, I'm lost!
I do appreciate any tips or tricks, however.
Please help! I'll follow you back to my brother. You must have seen him.
Because I'm all about the learning experience when it comes to video games. And if I can learn to be better by learning little tricks, I'm more than happy to do that. I don't really like breaking the game or breaking games, but I do like understanding them better. Oh. I study them the same way somebody would study a work of art.
This is scary.
Because many games are. There are some that certainly are not, but there are many that are.
Oh.
Having an overpowered bow is just incredible in the original Fable. Actually, it's more incredible in the future. It's more incredible in future Fables when firearms started to be introduced. Oh. But bandits just really aren't much of a threat. I'm sorry you don't have any of my live reactions because I really don't know where that commentary went off to.
Oh.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your last day of May tomorrow, and I hope you're enjoying this series. Lord knows it's been a lot of effort. I don't really want to bring my burdens to you guys, but for whatever reason, episodes Paragon and Fable have decided to take up to 14 hours rendering. And only my desire to see this series completed has been keeping me going forwards.
Oh, you found him. Thank you.
Especially considering there's no chance of me ever making any money off of it because of the copyright. Which I'm okay with. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't need the money. And I'm more than happy to promote a product that I enjoy. And as you can see, we beat the quest. It was fairly easy. Bandits do spawn in that quest, so if you want to farm experience, you can feel free to. Don't know why you would though. Experience isn't exactly hard to find in the Fable universe. And if you're playing an evil character and you want to get rich and have a high experience early, you can always just kill a town and buy back all the buildings and businesses. Luckily they fixed that in future Fables where you no longer have to do that. Where you can just straight up buy out homeowners instead of having to kill them first. We're heading to Bowerstone now. At this point I was contemplating continuing the episode by trying to do the save the archaeologist mission. But I know it's a very long story mission, and I wanted to save it for its own episode. So I guess I'll head over to Bowerstone North, maybe? Oh, I'm admiring the flags because they were different. Just little details that I never really noticed before. Well, after I finish this, I've got to get started on this last Thursday's Mind of Ninjo. I've been really happy with the turnout for that.
To the right place.
Oh, this was an interesting discovery. I'm looking for golden plate, but all I find in this guy's shop are dresses and guard shirts. Because the golden plate, as it turns out, it's glitched. There is a trader in Knothold Glade who sells it. But every time the White Balverine quest starts, which is the one where you very first get to go into Knothole Glade, one random NPC who lives at Knothole Glade is killed by the White Balverine. It's the person who's seen being eaten out front of the gate when the mission starts. And sometimes it's one of the merchants. Oh, that's the Soulless Greatsword, which is a legendary weapon, one of the few being actually sold. The legendary Soulless of the mythical dragon fighters. This weapon is held in awe by swordmasters and combatants of Albion alike. There, I read it for you again. But it looks like I had the misfortune of the trader who sells the golden plate armor being the one who got killed. So the only way I can get the golden plate and open up that demon door is through wandering traders in Witchwood. So maybe I'll do that off camera before I start the Save the Archaeologist mission. Maybe I'll put it off. I don't know. Anyway, if you want a legendary greatsword, I'm pretty sure that this guy's legendary greatsword isn't the best one. And I'm also contemplating, I'm going to buy that Master Longsword because, again, longswords, one of my favorite melee weapons. And I want you guys to name this just like the bow, but I don't have all the Augs that I want for it yet. So we're not actually going to use it. We're going to keep using the Katana Hiryu for the next few missions. And I'm also going to sell Jessica's blade, and the obsidian katana shadow. That's right, Bryman. I remembered it. I appreciate your guys' input greatly, and I know that when I'm in the heat of the moment, I don't always have the ability to express that, but it makes the channel more alive, more interactive. It makes it a community thing instead of just me. And I'm used to playing as just me. That's why I play so many single-player games. But getting additional input added to it is incredible, and I have to sacrifice that for this month, but I am going to get better at it. Well, also for most of June. I am going to get better at it down the road. Hopefully by the time you see this, I'm already done with all my videos through June, I believe 26th, when my vacation starts. I think it's the 26th, whenever I get back, because I don't want you guys to have to miss anything. I really don't. That would be a crying shame. Especially considering that I am... I can't complete this thought.
Liberator.
Especially considering that I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm trying to say, because this is bothering me now. Oh, it's been after 20 minutes, so I'm gonna end it right now. I can't remember my thought. I've been Ninjo X, the Enlightened Gamer. Until next time, as always, stay enlightened. Hello, Ninjo X here. Thank you so very much if you've made it this far in the video. I appreciate your new or continued support greatly. However, if you want to increase your support, you should consider subscribing if you haven't already, or check out some of my other content on this channel via the annotated links on the screen, which will take you to my most recent Let's Play, my current side Let's Play, and my vlogs playlist. 3 things that I do on this channel. If you are from Lionhead Studios and you're checking this video to see if it should be taken down, please, I strongly encourage you not to. I will not monetize any of these videos containing your music or your images. I do have a tip jar on my channel, but that is purely for my commentary and purely extra if my fans should so consider supporting me further than is beyond what I would require them to. The tip jar is not a necessity. It's purely extra. And though they will be rewarded with inside information for leaving tips, it's not a requirement. Anyways, until next time, as I've already said, stay enlightened. Especially since I'm still new to YouTube.